senior law enforcement analyst for us here at CNN, former Philadelphia Police Commissioner. You've seen the video. I mean, the poor man was shot in the back. I mean, this was just brazen, brutal murder, sir.
Well, it's brazen, it is murder, but it was also a targeted murder. I mean, when you watch that, and from everything we've learned so far, this was not a random killing. The individual was waiting. He had a plan. He knew what time he'd be showing up at the hotel for the conference. He had an escape route planned, apparently. There is evidence, however, that the police have recovered that hopefully can narrow things down and lead them to the killer. A cell phone that was found in an alley. He took, after fleeing on foot, he took what's called an e-bike, a city bike, which has a GPS system. So when he disappeared into Central Park, they'll be able to track exactly where he went through the park. Did he get in a car? Did somebody pick him up? We don't know the answer to any of that. And as Josh mentioned, at one point in time when he was handling that gun, it jammed and he was able to clear it pretty quickly, but he left behind 3 shell casings as well as 3 live rounds. And they'll certainly test that for touch DNA or fingerprints. So they have something to work with.
They have to. They have something to work with. But, you know, no one deserves this, obviously, but the CEO of a company like UnitedHealthcare, which is a very large healthcare insurer provider in the United States. Again, prefacing it with nobody deserves this, but it's not like it's a highly controversial industry in a defense sense. People may have grievances about their health insurance, whatever, but it's going to be quite tricky to determine what this was about, maybe.
Well, I mean, insurance companies can be controversial if they're denying coverage to individuals. Now, we don't know the motive, and it's certainly too early to get into that. But it could be something with a grievance against him personally. It could be something involving some kind of insurance issue. They knew this conference was going on. He's the CEO. Was this the individual who was the aggrieved party? Was it a contract killing? We don't know the answer to any of that right now, but certainly CEOs are high profile and really need to think about protection, need to think about their own safety, personal safety. And this is a clear example that it can happen.
And you raised that point. I mean, obviously, one's dealt with many, many CEOs who have security. They have quite robust, and I don't just mean the Zuckerbergs and the Gateses and Bezoses of this world, even further down. Right. Any CEO of a large company at some point is being advised to have security in a similar way that their insurance company requires security for things like kidnap insurance, and they have special terms in their contracts that they can't fly commercial and all those sort of things. So there will be a review by many companies on the level of protection, maybe that's a better word than security, protection, personal protection that these people get.
I agree with that. And part of the investigation, of course, is taking a look to see whether or not there were any threats that were made either to him or someone toward the company itself. So, I mean, there are a lot of things going on right now in this investigation. They certainly want to track where he went afterwards, but now they also want to review video and see how did he get to the scene to begin with. They may pick something up where his face was not covered, or there may be a witness that they need to interview. When you look at that video, if you look right to the right, there's somebody standing there. That individual took off running, I'm told. And they certainly want to talk to him as well. So there's a lot of work that has to be done.
I'm grateful to you, Commissioner. Thank you very much for joining us. As always, thank you.